But essentially, what we're doing is we've realized that this backcraft is work for the future. We're having problems with like lobby stability. Hold on. Okay, so much better.
Yeah, I couldn't move them.
Guys, with the mics, please, come on. Fuck, now I need them back in here. Just fix your mics. Get back in here and fix your mics. Just fix your mics, please.
We're supposed to
Yeah, I
talk.
will just
Mute
mute
up.
myself.
Okay, anyways. So we're ditching our current backend, JoeCraft. That's what it's called. That's what I'll be calling it. So remember that JoeCraft, it was made by this guy called Joe Melcha, whatever. Anyways, it's causing the lobbies to crash. We can't maintain it. We can't upgrade it. So it's a fork of Spigot. So we're behind on all these Spigot bug patches and updates. And a lot of this is contributing to our servers depreciating and like value, uptime, and performance. So the plan is to switch from that system to Psychocraft's backend, which is something Signature and I worked on in the past. It's a backend similar to Brawl, built on Spigot itself and not a custom fork. So we'll be able to use every type of Spigot version, cross compatibility. We'll use public plugins and all that. I kind of went through that faster than I expected to, but I hope everyone understands what the background of all this is and why we're doing this huge back-end change. But so let me refer back to my document here. Blah blah blah. So we're moving. So obviously we can't just take our servers now and put them on this new regular Spigot system, because with the custom fork, that fork was initially made for snowballs and some other things behind the scenes. But so like servers like War 2 will be hard to take off of our current system and put it on something like Spigot, our new system. So War 2 will be the last to move, along with things like Kit Brawl because it's newer. And servers like CTF will be first because obviously Red Slime's an active dev and he can help move it. And some of the servers like Build and HG are going to get reworks, but we'll talk about that in a second. Rook, how am I doing so far?
Good. I think you got everything.
Does anyone have questions about like all this back end talk? Sorry, but
Not really.
okay.
Why aren't we just using Spigot? Why are we using like a custom backend?
So like back in the day, like I said, we had Joe Melcha here and we were starting War 2 and we wanted those snowballs. So our current War 2 snowballs can move any speed, they can do anything, which is something you can't do with normal Spigot. And to do that, we had to fork the Spigot. But like I said, we can't upkeep that fork anymore too much.
So when we change it, how are the guns going to work?
We'll probably be reverting back to something like PvP Guns Plus or Crackshot.
With Crackshot, for the Wild West guns, the document that I have given you had damages already done for the new renamed ones. If it becomes a problem to redo the damages, those are already there for you.
All right. And also, this new backend is being built in such a way that we'll be able to put these JoeCraft servers in the same network as Spigot servers. So you can be on a regular server and switch to War 2, and then you can come back to whatever. And that'll be flawless in the players' eyes. They won't even know what's going on, hopefully. And then for this next section, I'll be referring to this image meeting text. So essentially what we're going to do with this whole backend swap is, since the servers that are easier to migrate are mainly MCPP servers, we're going to be going for an MCPVP relaunch. Now we're not going to be like fully separating the two networks. Still going to be Brawl, like the ranks and shop and all that stuff. But we're gonna try to just see if MCPVP will work out, and we're gonna try to bounce off of the nostalgia hype for the launch of it. So Brawl 1.0 or whatever, like current Brawl is going to remain Brawl, and then Brawl 2.0 or the new system is going to be MCPVP. And then we'll later discuss, do we need to make it all Brawl again, or I don't know. That's going to be way down the line, I can imagine now.
Will we market it as MCPP, or what will we do?
Yeah, the idea is because Brawl will be mainly the gun game modes, and MCPP will be the PvP game modes. We can make marketing like we can have 2 different vote things for them. We can have different forum threads on advertising sites, and we can market these servers as individual networks because they do have a different player base at the end of the day. Gun players don't really like PvP, we've kind of learned. And it's just hard to advertise gun and PvP at the same time. So we're hoping that it makes it easier to promote the server.
It's more like PvP people don't like guns, I feel like.
With
and-
the rest in peace red there, with BR and Wild West, is that just
I'll get to all that.
Okay.
Yeah. And also with the MCPP thing is, I'm going to try, I don't know how well this is going to work, but get in contact with some of those old guys. I know Chap talked to J Hall and those guys from MC Teams, and they weren't really interested, but maybe we could rework out a deal with Bad Boy Halo in that YouTube channel, and steal his players, Kappa, but or get Curtis to vouch for MCPVP relaunch, something like that. Maybe we
But
can do something.
it isn't really the MCPVP brand kind of dead. I mean, people will realize that it isn't the real MCPVP, but it just...
Right. I realize MCPVP players aren't really there, and it's like dead in general. I mean, Minecraft's dead in general, but we're going to initially launch with the MCPP old hub and the nostalgia and go for those guys as much as possible. And then if it doesn't work, we'll just again switch to Brawl. Like, it's no big deal.
to the website, which will we still have brawl.com?
Yeah, that's gonna.
What will we have?
Just gonna remain Brawl, Brawl Shop, Brawl Forum, Brawl Discord, Brawl.
We have a well-established brand.
Yeah.
So what game modes is this MCPVP relaunch going to have? Is it just going to be HG, CTF, and build? Or are we going to add some more?
So,
Raid.
yeah, Raid, Build, CTF, HG.
Okay.
And CTF is going to migrate as is. HG is going to be remade, and it should be, well, we'll use the old code, but Miski's working a lot with terrain control and making a quick style of game mode. Let me link that doc while I'm at it.
Yeah, it's in HG chat, I think.
We'll just dive a bit into HG real quick. Sorry, should have had this open before.
What we could do is doing this brawl. Doing this brawl 1.0, like advertising it to only like gun players, for only gun players and everything like that.
Right.
War and War C and all that, and then have Brawl 2.0 with MCPP stuff, and have that hub and everything.
So I linked the
Until it opens.
HG, yeah. I like the HG 2.0 dock, which is basically it's a way to speed up the current HG and make it quicker. So like, speed, enchanted tools. You'll spawn in a circle with cornucopia, and then Miski's working on the terrain control, which we're gonna put in a lot of chests. So it's gonna be kind of like SG but HG build still, like the best of both worlds, and like quick matches, 15 minutes max hopefully. And this again will be on the new network. 1.8, but I did hear something last night of YouTube scene, more of an MC PvP scene on 1.7. So we may look into doing a servers, maybe dedicating one game mode to be 1.7. But I'm just putting that on the back burner for now, honestly.
With the new backend system, has there anything been talked about 1.13 yet?
Yeah, that was one of the main inspirations, is because we're stuck on this 1.8 non-updatable version that once we're off of it, we can use 1.13 for things like build, and players can log on the 1.8 lobby fine.
Because you can emulate the PvP style of 1.8 with 1.13, so we could like possibly look into.
Most of those 1.7 players don't care though. They just think 1.7 has something better.
Okay.
If you're going to try and appeal to the hardcore PvP community, 1.7 will be a huge thing.
The problem with CTF and 1.7 is that you'd not be able to update, like have class updates with features from 1.8 plus if you stick on 1.8. So we can't like take some fancy stuff that Minecraft now offers to implement the classes or update the classes. So not sure if Raid should be on 1.7, but CTF would probably benefit on being on 1.13 in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I think there would probably just be like one game mode that's 1.7, like Raid or something, if we really wanted to. But yeah, we lose out of those 1.8 features and like any ability to upgrade those servers really. Going 1.7 is going for a really specific crowd, and us running multiple servers, I don't know if it's even worth that. Yeah.
What is the difference from 1.7 to 1.13? I mean, is it just the PvP? And if yes, we could just have.
We're talking about 3 to 4 years worth of updates between those two versions.
Oh, okay, fair point. But technically, you could just emulate 1.7 in 1.13. So call it 1.7, but be on 1.13. Probably be easier to have that instead of like having just one server on 1.7, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't think we're gonna go for 1.7. We're not that type of network. If we'd have to launch up just one server if we were.
Yeah.
We'll let someone else worry about that. But yeah, Mario's working on the new backend, so we have that. And it's stemming from Psycho, which is already done. Show you shot. Where did I put it? So for example, here's like kind of our lobby already built on normal Spigot, seeing NPCs and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that we're not going to spend a ton of time doing this like separation. We're shooting for by the end of this month because that's when the main box expires, and I want to do some different configurations with our servers. We'll be saving around $260 by fixing our box configuration. Right now, our main server that runs the website, network, Bungie, TeamSpeak, and all that, switching to an $80 box. So, yay!
what I wanted
Always.
to sorry,
Well-
are the finances of Brawl like stable currently? Are we like carrying ourselves, or are we in the minus basically?
We're not in minus yet.
So we can carry ourselves with what we.
Yeah, this is.
Okay.
I'll just say that this is what's going to make or break it. But for this, we don't need much money to maintain the server, besides for developers, of course. But success equals developers. Moving all this is going to reduce GitHub costs. We're moving the self-hosted, well, GitHubs for hosting our code. Anyways, we'll save $50 on that. We'll save $80 on Amazon because build's getting remade without Amazon servers. We'll locally store it. There's only 114 gigs of maps, which is nothing. We have like 10 terabytes of storage right now. $80 on that, and then we'll save the 200. And I just recently implemented ads back on the forums. I got the $1,400 in AdSense withdrawal that chap would never withdraw for me. And I run the PayPal now because his got banned.
Wait, why?
I don't know. No one knows.
CS:GO
So
gambling, a little too much. of
yeah,
it.
but so we have like a good bit of money held up with PayPal right now that in 180 days. But anyways, back to game modes.
We still have a central hub connecting the two servers.
Yeah, Central Hub will be hosted on the new system, so we'll have the hubs on there, and then you'll connect to regular JoeCraft or 2 or whatnot.
And if you connect to mcpvp.com, you use lobby.
Great.
Or
If we are marketing these two as different networks, are all permissions gonna hold through both sides?
Yeah. I said, yeah, the site and shop and all that's gonna just be Brawl, and that's gonna ruin it. They'll just have to deal with it because I'm not about to split our player base that much. And then on this game mode thing, finish. War 2 stays, and then the big thing right here is merge War Z and Wild West. Now, a surprise, I kind of, I will be honest, but I truly believe in it. The War Z and Wild West are both maintaining 0 to 2 players, I feel like. So at best shot, we should merge them both together. So we're not trying to update 2 different game modes, 2 different player bases, blah, blah, blah. So the idea behind the merge,
Are you
okay,
combining with it?
the idea is to take the new Battle Royale map, aka War Z2 map, whatever you want to call it, and put the Wild West concepts on that map. So Wild West concepts on the Battle Royale map, and then we'll add stuff like zombies.
the only thing we have to do really is to try to reduce the lag on the new map.
Right, and
With as many
it will be
laggy items as possible.
the Wild West map is so big that MC Build can't even hold it. So the BR map is already better because MC Build can hold it less lag.
So are we not working on the new map for Wild West then?
Yeah, we're scratching that. I'm glad we didn't start it more than we did.
So by taking the things from Wild West, you mean essentially things like
The
processing drags,
The economy mostly.
like
Yeah, it's going to be a huge thing to figure out, but the main thing is like War Z, we're going to implement things like safe zones and all that anyways, and like shopping, so we can put all that in the Wild West system. Things like shop, the shop system can like we can add any item to it already, and it just flawlessly works. Like we don't even have to code much for it. We can move all those NPCs around without coding, blah blah blah. Just need to
Is it
figure
possible
out what we
to
need to code up zombies.
to do
I think
as we're doing now, having different maps? So like Warzy 1 has the Warzy map, and then Warzy 2 has the Wild West map, so you can switch.
No, I
Different
think we'll just
communities?
do the new BR map only, just to not split up the player
What
base.
gun combat would we be using, Wild West or Warzy? I think Warzy is a little bit more challenging for new players to comprehend.
Yeah, I'd
In
be
my
fine
opinion.
with moving away. I really, I wasn't under the impression that they were that much different though, because they're the same plugin at the end of the day.
You can't combo in Wild West unless you have like extremely well programmed macros. In Warzy, it's like you can get one shot, like very common if you're not new to the game
The
or if you're
difference
not experienced.
the difference between Warzy and Wild West is Warzy is mostly about the specific combos that you pull off, whereas Wild West is health management. If you're good at handling your health, you're gonna win. Wild West has better combat and it's more fluid. And
Yep.
I'm gonna stand. I'm actually completely against the whole merging. I feel we ruined the whole Wild West. What we got going for us.
Well, it wouldn't
I would say
exactly
one thing
be.
to that who's had Brawl is that we have way too many servers. Right now we have at best 2 developers. It's impossible for us to manage currently like 9 or 10 servers.
I
So
completely get the whole point of merging. I understand what you guys are going for, but I feel it would get the opposite effect of what you're going for. I mean, there's the way you're seeing it is there's no risk because we don't get that many players regardless, but Warzy players don't like Wild West, and Wild West players do not like Warzy players.
I think Paul's right
Oh,
in
but a
that we
lot of
should
the Wild
just.
West community is also has come from Warzy at the start.
Yeah, I'm with Paul. We should just ditch.
We should just ditch Warzy. Wild
I'm
West
with
has
Paul.
more potential to be a better game
Warzy
mode
had its
regardless.
time. I think it's a point where we dig its grave. Wild West has so much untapped potential, and I think it'd be something that we could have just the staff over there work on ourselves if we must to get you guys to focus on other things. Because over at Wild West, a lot of us we've learned to be patient because of our updates have taken a while. We'll wait a little bit longer if we have to. I still don't think it's a good idea to combine a semi-toxic with a.
What is that untouched potential?
If we do ditch Warzy though, we are using the BR map for Wild West.
Why is that?
Why? I mean, why wouldn't we?
We could just build a new map that fits the theme.
We're not building another map. We're not.
Brawl's going to be in the ground before a new map is finished.
This map
I will
currently has
promise
already
that.
taken over a year.
Could you give?
We're not building another large scale
Can you
map.
give George?
No, not large
it's
scale.
gonna be large. Could you give George the coordinates of what is it going to be the entire BR map?
Well, I've already seen it.
Could be a portion of it.
Well, the BR map has those main towns in it, so those could be the towns with NPCs in them, and then the rest of it can be
Yeah, we have
added
a.
on.
Nick, the new Wild West map is still the same exact size, the one Hitchens made. The only thing is just locations were switched around. We were talking about making a map probably 1/6 of the scale of the current one, meaning 3,000 instead of 14,000 by 14,000. Because that was fucked. It takes like an hour to walk across. And 3, Paul said.
So
Hitchens did a good job for what he did, but like it was never implemented because it was honestly a shit idea in the first place, to be honest.
Okay, but I don't exactly understand what the issue is here. We have a roughly the same size map, 4,000 by 4,000, minus the mountains around it. Tail map, and we can just move Wild West to like that. It's like instead of Wild West, it will be just like GTA or something. Not that big of a deal.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I just
Well, how is combat going to handle with the tall buildings?
doesn't matter.
Yeah, like that really won't be that much of a difference. There aren't any super.
Okay.
The highest one is I think 5 stories, 4 stories.
We
still
are
have
allowed
roof
to
access.
edit the map once certain issues come about it, like
Yeah,
opening
of
up
course.
windows or breaking floor. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's fine then.
Like if something's wrong, of course we'll fix it. Like we're not set on exactly having the map except
Okay.
wouldn't be called Wild West, correct? Because, like Paul said, and you're walking and using Wild West.
Yeah,
I mean,
be renamed.
changing names. Sir.
This is less than BR, man. It would be.
What are we gonna do with mining?
Just make mines.
Okay.
I mean, there's still. We could also, if it's a more modernized version, come up with different money-making methods, regardless of mining and processing realistically. Having jobs, no.
The Wild West has
that's
always
too
been about
role
just
play.
going out and doing whatever you feel like doing. I don't like those restrictions.
I'm not joining a Minecraft server to role play, and I doubt a lot of people would.
Yeah.
Look at build.
We have a cringy. Well, yeah, but we have a cringy player base. I don't think
Well,
anyone-
I mean, like Wild West and Warzy were both heavily oriented around gun PvP or just PvP in general. I think adding in role playing to it is a bad idea.
Yeah, the two communities are very competitive. I don't feel that they would be on board.
But if we're just simply porting Wild West over onto a BR map, how are we going to address issues like teams gathering way too much money, the
issue
gameplay
with
become
that,
stale?
with getting too much money, first off, was the issue with it now was the player base. It's easier just to join a team with a certain amount of people, and the way we're trying to fix this is kind of doing it the same way Raid has it similar. When you create a team based on your rank is how many players you're allowed to have into it, and hopefully that encourages revenue. Revenue is the infinite cycle of player base, but so hopefully with smaller team limits, we'll have smaller portions of the people getting too much money. The only issue as of right now, how the economy is because there was abusive staff, and hopefully we can prevent that somehow from happening again.
The team limit will be 5 as a white name, increasing by 1 player each rank you go up.
And
Meaning the max amount of members in a team would be 8, and that's if you're in a league.
pretty similar to the Raid.
Would we be using the same format a random citizen mentioned with the bandit, sheriff, Indian thing? I guess we could rename it to be more fitting towards the modern sort of feel with the map. Meaning, you know,
Probably go
bandit
for-
could stay the same. Police, I guess, would be the difference.
For GT, yeah. We'll have to do more discussion on the Wild West Warzy quote merge later, but at least as long as we're on the same page that something like this needs to happen to minimize the amount of game modes we have, and that's along with BR shutting down. I mean, I'll say that now. We're just gonna turn it off, and we're gonna repurpose that box immediately to act like the new main server. So Paul and I are gonna start installing some backend stuff on it. I mean, that's fine, so cool.
Yeah, I
We
think
just need to shut down one of those game modes because at the end of the day, they are very similar. Like they're both just open world survival gun servers. So Wild West has more features, in my opinion.
I think Wild West, for the benefit of the game mode, would be better.
Yeah, I've
to
seen
not
Warzy
shut
players
down.
play Wild West. I don't see Wild West players playing Warzy.
Exactly.
So it's a good game mode. It just I feel maybe it needs fine tuning, and I think part of the issue is it's hard to play the how it is, but there's no people online. And if there's no people online, no one wants to get on, and it kind of ends up in that cycle. So hopefully we can find a feature to encourage people just to stay on.
I think there just needs to be more stuff that you can do as one person. And I've talked to that about with Putty. It's that Wild West is the main problem, is that you have to have other people online for it to be interesting.
Yes.
And that shouldn't be done if it's going to be, 3 a.m. and no one's on. It's like, it still should have a decent amount of players or something.
Well, I gotta head to work, so I'll think about it while I'm at work. I'm gonna stop recording from here. Someone record for me, please.
So. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
then
all of our
we're
all
going
servers
to
are
another issue then. One other issue: if we do not merge 4C or into Wild West, then we'll somehow have to attract current 4C players to Wild West by making it more gun focused or offering something else, because 4C still makes up a good portion of revenue.
I think more gun related is easy to do. All you do is lower the price on the economy or for everything, or just make a class system like Random Citizens suggested. Make prices cheaper. Zombies, no. I mean, they weren't like the main feature of War Z. I don't think it would really benefit anything other than putting a tag on it or something.
Actually, we could change the theme of Wild West to War C while keeping it the Wild West plugin, and then change the or something.
Yeah, like a post-apocalypse.
Yeah, post-apocalypse. I mean, that's what the map is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. It'd be interesting. It'd make it easier for you to come up with ways of making money, etc.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
I
we
think
also
it should
appeal more to War C players if it still has the War C theme.
Yeah,
Just
I think the
not
main thing that we would need to figure out as well is the system we currently have with how complicated Wild West is to learn, like as a starter. Make money-making methods a lot simpler to just be able to grasp onto as soon as you join the server. That make PvP more beneficial as well, because it make it so that noobs could get the essentials, the rudimentary stuff to go fight. I don't know how grapples would work in.
I'm gonna get the meeting moving just so we don't lose more people. I have a lot more I want to discuss, but so the plan is to split the backend by the end of the month and to have the lobby at least launch so people can cross. And all of this and the game modes and all this stuff is all being covered on this 2 Trellos. So the first Trello is kind of more the game mode stuff and what I'm currently have on my mind. If you look at the in progress column, things like launch the summer events we need to do, build 2 planning we need to finish, HG, all this stuff. Wild West it's changing. But, so if you want to help out, look at the Trellos and just get involved. Message me or do whatever. But everything's gonna live on Trello to be organized, and even things like communication is gonna be on there. So if you don't know what's going on for, say, the Wild West plan, click on that card, see all the links there, the 3 docs. Bada bing, bada boom.
So for Wild West and War Z for this summer, since I assume we won't be having the new game mode released by then, what are the plans for them?
I hope we have that game released by the end of summer. I hope we have it released in a month. We should be able to get the Wild West plugin set up on the new map pretty quickly.
Shit, all right.
And that's what I'm talking about. I need you guys to help me out. So a lot of that stuff, I mean,
like prices for economy and stuff, etc.
Economy prices, new guns. We need to find someone to texture, all this stuff.
Could we potentially talk? Who is there? Anyone on the staff team that's good at texturing? If not, Nafsu is good at texturing.
And I always contacted Griffey in the past, and I don't know where he's at anymore. The BR map is being finished by the build team right now, by the way, so that can be tweaked when you guys are ready.
I'd like adding, yeah, like, have you played fucking Borderlands 2? Like some buildings like that or something, I feel like would look good with it. It also kind of fits the theme as well.
We first need to figure out how exactly we're going to change Wild West because
No,
changing
we're
up the
not going
map-
back into this.
No,
What the
wait,
fuck?
no, chill, Paddy. I'm not trying to discuss it. I'm just saying before we change the maps to make it fit Wild West, we need
Let's
to
talk about that after
finalize
this meeting.
changes.
Is that okay?
Yeah, there was supposed to be a Wild West mini meeting anyways. So
Oh, and on these Trellos team, which all you should be, you can upvote and comment on the cards. So if you want to help or suggest or do anything, just comment, and then if you see something that you like, upvote it, and we'll make that a priority. And these Trello boards to organize things like the Warzy Wild West thing, we'll sub the columns, sub the cards, and then we'll put some due dates on them, and we'll attach should do what to get everything going smoothly. We're really trying to beat time here, so we're trying to get the backend split and most of these game mode changes done ASAP. And while we're doing all these changes, of course, we need to pay attention to what's currently going on the server. So we're not going to shut down Wild West or Warzy right away. So we still need to do things like little fixes like economy changes, making things easier to acquire.
I think testing out
adding
Wild
some
West.
lame feature.
Yeah, testing out the economy we currently have by changing prices for drugs, etc., and seeing how that affects gameplay would be good
Testing
on
would
Wild
be
West before we
very
shut it
smart
down.
idea. And things like implementing that temp lobby, that was a great thing that we did. Took no time. Fucking brand new lobby. Boom. We just need to make sure things, how Fortnite, they'll add something every week, or they'll do some nice event every week. We need things like that, baby. And then we need to work our asses off getting bigger things done, So for current war, I was thinking we could maybe add a new gun. We need to get those new maps going. Snail in here, shout out to my boy Snail. I don't know who else is helping, but Kill House 2 was finished, and I'm being bitched at by Theo because he wants it added when it should be added. But and then CTF has the current progress by Red Slane, and that's adding some purchasables to the store. I think we're doing stat track and renaming, and a new map wave. Woo!
Yep.
And shout out to my boy Eel. Where you at? Not in here? I'm gonna try to get Eel on top of a raid reset for the summer. We can just do that right away. I don't see any reason not to.
So that's good.
I mean, I kind of want to move raid, but fuck it. We'll just do the reset.
will we be able to move the map over? Will we to the backend?
Say it again.
Will we be able to move the current map of raid over when we switch it to the new backend?
Yeah. Raid's pretty easy.
Okay.
Raid doesn't hook like things like CTF use our global class system and things like that, but Raid, nothing comes to mind standalone.
Okay.
The Raid thing's planned, but we need to get it going, is what I'm saying. All this shit needs to happen. We spend a lot of time on docs and not a lot of time on implementing. And then, again, I'm expecting you guys to help out with a lot of these things because I'm busy with Mario and stuff like that. But I'm trying to pay attention everywhere possible, which is the point of that summer Trello again. I just have to keep it all written down somewhere so I don't forget.
Can I bring up something with party that came into my mind just recently?
Yep.
Would it be possible to have something like different maps for the same playing mode on party? Something
we
like
currently
CDF
do
has.
that on One in the Chamber. There's like 4 maps.
Yeah.
Right?
And it gets selected randomly,
Yep.
right? Yeah, cool. Really
And
like to make maps themselves to the game. I'm not quite sure if Party has the community for that, but maps means more different, like.
yeah, more maps is great, but we can't
Yeah,
to do this. I just pulled them off of Party to focus.
Is there?
uh,
Sorry, yeah. On
Say
the
it.
forums.
No.
Because otherwise we could have like put out ask them to make maps.
Parties to play game mode without like.
Yeah.
There's no player attention to it.
And we're going to think we go Party, but it's like round-based items and monetization, but the Party games, well, I mean, there's some I'm too afraid to launch. And Mario's here, but Mario can't put time into it, of course.
How much money does Party make at the moment? Because I can't imagine it's making much, so there's not really much of a risk because we don't have anything to lose.
Party has
Right,
never been making much money because there's not much of a point in buying something from the shop.
Yeah, and that's what I meant to say is I think we should just keep it as is for the player count, not worry about the money for now because we're going to spend more money than we'll make on it.
The Party had lots of members until recently. And I think Party is something that it has lots of potential, like people going into a game and dropping out really quickly, and like mini games in general are really well appreciated by people playing Minecraft, I guess.
Yeah, but they also have low sales because of that exact reason. They're mini games. You play them for a bit and then leave. There's no retention, no large scale competition.
There's no possibility to have like cosmetics or something in Party?
Of course, but people who buy cosmetics are usually long-time community members who want to show them to their friends, and that's not Party.
Yeah.
We had monetization ideas behind like some items in the shop that were like rank only and stuff like that, but Party is our player puller, so gets people on the network. Hopefully they'll see other things, but I just fixed it too. MinecraftParty.com was going to the hub, and I fixed it to go to Minecraft Party, and it looks like we have almost 40 people on right now. Pretty good. Because all considered.
I would definitely recommend like having more different game modes in Party, because currently you play Party for, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, and then all the game modes are cycled through, and it's not really that fun to play them on a regular basis. So having many more different game modes would be beneficial, I guess. Maybe we could.
There's just so much you're limited to some degree because they're just these basic game modes.
Yeah.
Like Hypixel made Party 1, 2, and 3, and if you go on Hypixel right now, the games won't start because there's 0 players on.
Okay.
I just feel like if you have to make in-depth mini games and you have to bust them out like they do. They make Bed Wars, fucking Bed Wars this version, Quick HG, duels, this, blah blah blah. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, those game modes are much longer though than the Party games.
Party succeeded on its own accord. I don't know how it's still doing well, to be honest.
Because it appeals to YouTubers. So we get like a YouTuber with several hundreds of thousands of subscribers playing or streaming quite often on there. So we just get more and more new players.
Right, and Party's always had that going for it. these streamers see it's a YouTubers see it's a easy game to record on. They bust out their series and then they stop playing because it gets repetitive, obviously, and we can't swap out 25 games all the time. But
Of course not.
a new YouTuber comes in, and a new one comes in, and yeah. I mean, now we're mainly getting foreigners, but at least they're playing.
Would it be possible in the long term to add more longer playing party game modes? Like something like, not Bed Wars, but I think Mindplex have this weird sheep game where you have to like gather the wool of the other teams. And those game modes are much longer, maybe 10 minutes, and that would mean people might stay much longer on party because the plays are much more in depth the games.
Right.
I mean, obviously we can't switch out all modes, but currently party has games that last only 2 minutes and like 25, like 1 hour or so. And if we have game modes that are much more depth, we might capture more players or something.
Yeah, I just don't think party's supposed to be like those quick game modes after one another, but I'm down for something like that. I can't tell you when I'm down for it, but I'm down.
Yeah.
I would more call it something like Gary's mod, where you have like hide and seek, and then you have multiple of these game modes that can be played in consecutive, like in order or whatnot. Yeah. Don't think a board game would work well.
No.
But Party 2 was that round based with leaderboards, and yeah, it was more like
I like the idea of the Gary's mod sort of thing. I think a lot of high pixel games are based off of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're not even gonna talk about expanding game modes right now, obviously. Maybe we'll make a new version of Party that's more like Gary's mod in the future, I don't know. Yeah, the only last thing I wanted to talk about real quick was these events. I put them in the events chat, but no one sprung to do anything with them. So if you guys could just please run these, I think it'd be good for the summer. We can do way more, of course. Could do a BR tournament before we close it. I don't know if that's the idea though, because I don't want to attract more attention to a game when we're closing.
We could see if it would small players and see if it could revive it for a little bit.
I think that's a little bit counterintuitive.
Yeah. I mean, BR has 14 on right now, which kind of makes me sad to close it, but I know it's just because that YouTuber got on. It doesn't make money, and we can't upkeep it, so may as well just turn it off, honestly. Yeah, okay, we'll scratch that event out for sure, but we should definitely think of some more events and get them going ASAP. We want to be doing them all summer long.
Could we change the prize for the competitions? We had one competition that was making a trailer, no, a time lapse or something like that. You know, with the build time lapse and the CDF Ninja compilation. I think it's called compilation. Yeah. That got like 1 month or only like 2 weeks or so of Elite. And then the build competitions have like, I don't know what prize build has, but I think 1 month, 2 months. Okay, 1 week of Elite for the compilation. And there were pretty good videos there, but it just got you 1 week of Elite. And for the build competitions, there are, I don't know how many submissions, but not very many. They get like 1 month. Could we like tweak the prizes there a bit?
Yeah, prizes are defined by whoever makes the contest usually, and I just okay it. I don't really try to. I haven't kept in mind balancing them, but yeah, I guess I'll keep that in mind in the future.
Okay,
Other staff do the same. We'll do a big lifetime elite giveaway with that one service that I use on Twitter too this summer. No reason not to. Put that on the Trilla. Gleam, it's called Gleam.io. Oh, and I just made like an Instagram, so I'm gonna try to get that going and get some cheap ads and some shout outs and what else I can get going on there. I don't really know what to do for advertising anymore because YouTubers don't play Minecraft server or multiplayer servers that they don't own. So I'm thinking vote sites, forum, Reddit,
Staff
Twitter
could start
boost,
posting
AdWords.
more videos.
I don't think posting YouTube videos really doesn't help pull in new people, but
It doesn't.
we should post if we can. Twitter doesn't help really unless you pay. Facebook doesn't really help unless you pay. We do have a Facebook full of old MCPVers though, for the relaunch of that.
Would we be able to do referrals? Because my CTF team, a lot of the people are from Mindplex, and players who used to play Brawl brought them in.
Wait, say what?
On my CTF team, a lot of the players there, they used to play Mindplex, but some players from Brawl brought them in and invited them and taught them how to play and all that. So if we had referrals, it could help.
That is on the Trello in the ideas section. Is make some type of every person has one referral that they can do and see who can collect the most in a month or whatnot. Even if they're like spamming them, I don't really care.
Would there be a way to stop people from abusing it without so?
I mean, players are players, you know. But
yeah,
if they're bringing hundreds of alts on, we'll just check IPs. It's not too hard, I guess.
True.
What about VP?
Well, VP what?
VPN.
I mean, you can see a VPN clear as day. If someone's like, we'll check the winners if we're actually doing something like that. Someone's like 100 over the next, obvious. Oh yeah, but with that too, I think we need more staff word of mouth and tell your friends to play. Fuck, we got like 20 staff. Tell 3 people. It's easy. That's pretty much it though. I just wanted to get out what we were doing with the game modes mainly and get everyone on board with helping out and all that.
I can talk about what CDF is planning, by the way. Got the doc right here. So what Red is currently working on, or has worked on, is an end match summary. So a summary of how many credits you got, which team won. Like we currently have something very similar, but it's more fleshed out. It shows you the MVP of the game, the player that gathered the most credits in one game, and also some links to the game stats, which are pretty decent.
I'll make them look a little better.
Yeah. Also, some changes to the death messages that display the health of the player and how many items they had left. Then we have some tweaks, some fixes. We have the help book in CDF, which is done. Just needs to be like launched in the next update. Some changes to Elf, mainly based on the Vortex. We had a poll on the forums because we weren't really happy with the community feedback with Vortex, so we had a poll and it was pretty tight. Some people said they wanted something completely different. Other people said it was completely fine. So we kind of tried to go middle ground and tweak it a little bit. And then there are some few things that need to be discussed, such as a visual cooldown for the Pyro Flint and Steel, because there's a cooldown on the flint and steel, but no one knows how long it is. Well, we kind of know it's 1 second, but you can't see how long it is, so we want to change that. We want to change the cost for classes a bit, because people keep complaining that they can't gather 10,000 credits for one class. We might change that a little bit, not too much, because otherwise we might have Free Friday conditions on the servers, and that's not really something we want. We had an idea on flag poison change to make it either gradually faster or gradually stronger, so that the longer you keep the flag, the more damage you get, which means that stalemates might get a bit eerie. And also we do an assassin rework, because whenever we are going to there is no blocking anymore, and the shield system is pretty shitty. So we kind of want to remove the insta-kill on assassin, not remove it, but change it in a way so that you don't have to block to remove it anymore, to like block the insta-kill. So yeah, changes on that are coming. And then some longer term goals are clan tag, or monitor, something you can buy. We kind of need to look at the name length, though. We had that discussion, I think, on build. Because if you keep having tags in front of your name length is gonna like explode and take up much of the room. We want to have an achievement system with some like key players and some vote rewards that have explicit CDF rewards, because CDF doesn't have any benefit, or CDF players don't really have a benefit from voting currently, so we want to change that. Oh yeah, and obviously the stat track for weapons and name tags, which you can both buy from the shop. Which tracks your things, the things you do with a weapon, like killing players, webbing them, stuff like that. So yeah, that's coming up.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Woo.
I think Putty just fell asleep.
I mean, I've said everything I need to say, but anything else, guys? I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure if this has already been mentioned because I had to go for a bit in the middle of this, but would it be beneficial to add stuff like achieve and weekly challenges to all game modes? Because it might help improve player retention and stuff, and stuff like this.
yep. I mean, I agree. We need to figure out some time to do it.
How hard would it be to actually implement them?
Yeah, probably get it soon after. What's the current update? I'm assuming. No Hawks, right?
The achievements. Well, I think we already have a list of achievements we want to implement, but it has not been worked on. I think you'd have to ask Red though for that, and Miski, who isn't there.
Yeah, the idea with CTF is, when we were going to go for CTF is to develop for it, because right now, I mean, Kit Brawl has achievements, BR has achievements, War 2
No,
doesn't.
Wild West does.
Wild West does, and they all use their own individual handmade system. So we're gonna try to go for a global one for, and game modes into that once that happens.
Good.
Right.
Is there any chance that Red gets to work on another build? Because that's kind of connected. That's probably a decision for the admin, though. You don't have to.
Not trying to put too much work on them. I was gonna hire someone separate for build once we finish the back end. The new build server, by the way, since we're going local storage, we won't have anything like corruption, crashes, or rollbacks or whatnot. Great. The maps will be edited directly from where they are stored.
Yeah, another suggestion I had for CTF would be progression, which is like class specific. So you could level up a class, and it would be purely cosmetic. It wouldn't affect gameplay or anything. And like, say if once you get like 2,000 captures of soldier, you hit the max level, or 5,000 recoveries of ninja or something. Just a way for people to grind and actually achieve something. Because right now they're just getting credits.
So you mean achievements?
Similar, yeah. But
Or
it would have
would
some
you-
sort
okay.
of cosmetic gain for it. So
Well, you gotta have to be careful with cosmetics because we don't really want to have builds or something because that's kind of distracting.
I would.
yeah.
I'd
but
go
yeah.
more towards having stats for each class.
Yeah. Well, that already, and there are more in-depth stats being worked on by Red. Like the stat track has lots of class-specific stats that are going to be tracked.
Yeah, and eventually, I think CTF should have, with the sub lobby, it'll have those holograms,
Yeah.
and we'll probably have something GUI based like VR, so you can see how you're placing against other people, and
could
maybe we could do a
also-
weekly leaderboard so you can see how good of an archer I am this week compared to other people.
We could also do something like the maps. I think Hypixel also does that. They have maps that display images. You know, where you can have Minecraft maps display a picture.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
They use that for GUIs. Like on one of their game modes, Sky Clash, you can build and customize a kit using a GUI like that, and it's really impressive.
But that kind of pertains something with a CTF lobby, and Misky is working on that. So I don't really know what he's planning on that.
Yeah, he told me a bit about it.
He wanted to show a map of the current map on the lobby, a sub lobby.
Yeah.
It's technically a lot of work in my opinion, but maybe something you can do.
Yeah, just a little feature.
It's a lot of work for nothing.
He gives off a really good impression, if nothing else.
Yeah, we dealt with those maps on party though, and it was fucking hell, dude. Oh, we ended up moving them slowly, one by one. It was just a photo too of each game mode. We had so many issues. I'd rather do more features than sparkly features though. I don't know. Need to put our priorities in order. In game and do something, or fuck around on the community Discord. That was my idea.
Fuck it, let's do it.
We'd play a game or something.
Play some party.
Play
on
some
TTF?
Word Z.
Psych, party's kind of boring to be honest.
Just saying.
Wow.
Mass advertise
Oh,
Brawl on a good idea. So I presume the meeting is over, or do we have anything other to talk about?
The meeting is concluded.
Ooh.
Yay.
We talked about the status update, backend changes, game mode changes, Trello organization, and event planning. Thanks for attending.
Did anybody record it?
Where do we
Mafias?